What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Poker, lots and lots of poker. And at the end, we'll do some double board PLO bomb pots. All right. So I will just start some hands and then bug out when I have to. All
Hey
right.
Josh,
Up first.
are you at home today?
All right. Here we go. Larry, you have king five suited in the low jack.
I think I want to fold it.
All right. But we sometimes open it, right? Low jack. It's
I
right on
think
the bottom.
so. Depending on our rake, I think
Yep.
it's very rake turned in.
Yep. So this time you decided to play it.
All right.
And you're going to play multi-way out of position. And of course, you're going to flop bottom pair.
Huh. This is a
Oh, you're
high
not
check.
multi-way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we just
I
checked.
mean, yeah, but ETG tighter range. This is a very bottom of our tight range, but I think we've got marginal showdown. I think checking is good. Check raise is interesting, but
Yep.
I think we check. He bets here. I think in theory, sometimes we turn bottom pair into a check raise. Seems a little ridiculous on this board, but I kind of like it.
Yeah, I would want to have one more thing, just a thing, and we don't have another thing. A 10 is a thing. Um, a single club is a thing.
Yeah,
So
club would be good. I think
yeah,
maybe
so
with the club, it's good.
I think with just the one thing, I don't think we want to check raise it. And I don't think we should fold immediately. Unfortunately, we're going to do a lot of folding on the river.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And he polarizes.
Yeah.
We're gonna fold on the river. We're gonna fold on the turn.
Yeah, fold on turn. Yeah. Yep. And good
Nice
fold.
answer.
Good
That
fold.
check raise may have been not too profitable.
Not too good. All right, Andy. Oh, here we go. There we go. Andy. King nine in the cutoff. All right. Andy's not there yet. Josh. King nine in the cutoff. And let me see if Josh is typing. Josh. Oh, Sutton. Yeah, Sutton called the flop. That makes sense. Okay. There we go. So we don't have. So Andy, no, your mic's not working, Andy. So type in, or fix your mic. One of the two. All right, moving on. Andy is PK. Probably okay, is what he meant. So we'll move on this hand to Brian until people fix their things. Brian, king nine off in the cutoff.
Open it.
Open it, yeah. And we can also fold it. It's fine. It's right on the cusp. We open it this time because we open it every time when it's on the cusp. And we get called in two places. Great. Bet donks out to you.
I'd actually call here since that guy folded. See what he does in the turn.
Okay, so you're going with some knuffle thought here because you got nothing going on.
Yeah, well, I just don't think he's gonna be.
Right. Okay.
If he dunked for like pot, I'd be more concerned. Plus, I want to see what he does on the turn.
All right. Sounds good. We just fold. We just give up. I'll give you the next one. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Bottom of range. If as long as things go well, this hand is yours. As long
Yeah,
as
I mean, even when a diamond comes, you can probably steal this.
Yep. It's going to be scary to steal it with a diamond, but you could have. And as long as an ace doesn't come, this is your, an ace or a five, this is your hand. Yep. All right, missed opportunity. Here's another one, Brian. Ace 10. I'll give you a note. This guy's open has been to 2 this whole time, and now all of a sudden he jumps to 4.
Well, if you want to just call them with a suited ace.
We call. And he bets out.
And I fold.
Yep, you fold. His hand was ace jack off suit, by the way. That's what he decided to bump up to 4. Who knows why?
Oh, man.
Yep. Okay. And he also had an open limping range, which made this even more of a thing. All right. Up next is Andy if his mic is back. All right, let's see. I got nobody there. Up next is Josh if he responds. All right, he's here. Andy's here. All right, Andy. You got pocket 5s in the big blind. Yeah, that we saw that one, but I don't think we saw these other ones. Did we see the other ones? That was the one that was repeated, I think, Mike. Was because I had that note. And when we saw it for some reason. That's what I think. If they continue to be repeated, we will stop. All right, here we go. Limped to you, Andy, with pocket 5s. I agree. ISO. I'm going to go to 4, but still. 5 is good. 5 is great. I agree. Andy ISO'd. We got called. Decent flop for 5s. Check. What would you like to do, Andy? Andy goes 66%. So sort of that would be about 5 big blinds, 5.4 big blinds, something like that. I go 5.07. Same thing. Sutton likes extra small here. Okay. We get called. The 10 comes. He checks to us. I like small. That's what she said. Arc. All right. What do you want to do, Andy? Andrew wants to. Oh, and okay. So you want to bet big. I on this board, which has no draws except for 4, 5, 5, 6, and 4, 6. Those are the only real draws. I think his call is stronger than. I don't think we're going to push him off a 7 or a 3, and I think that it's a lot of 7 and 3, and I don't think we need to push off, his ace high. So I think I'm going to check. Andy wants to go 135. Right? I checked. On the river is the 6. He bets big. Sutton we go big in this line fold. Right? I think that's what we're going to do. And let's see. Well, he had the hand that we blocked. It was a good fold on the river. If you bet big on the turn, he might have folded it. So Andy's line might have been more profitable. We'll never know. But I do like that it was birds are not real either. I do like that, Andy, that you made it very hard for the gut shot to continue. So if you have any chance of winning this hand, it's on your line. Good job. All right. After Andy, I have to go. All right, you guys. Andy's got a hand there. I'm gonna hand it over to you, Larry. I'll see you guys hopefully in a half an hour. We'll see.
Okay. Andy, you have a hand. Should walk at your hand here. And then after that, here, I'm getting these ready. I've got a collection of check raised hands for ignition that we can look at. Every hand involves a check raise. And first I will load your hand here, Andy. Hold on a second. I just got check raise. All right. Okay. We'll start with these hands I have and then come back to you, Andy, so you can get your mic working. Let me see. All right, I want to share this. I want to bring this up. Sharing this. Yeah. All right, can you guys see the hand history player?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Show hand results. Off. On. Big blind. See if this works. So these aren't always going to involve hero. Let's just run through this one, see how it works. Limps, lots of limps. This is okay. This thing is not as interesting. The next one. Let's see if how this is gonna work. This. All right. We'll take this hand. Hey Brian, I'm not very good at multitasking. Would you mind making a list of folks and calling them out?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll get on it.
All right, man, thanks. While you're doing that, I will do this one. So Hero chose to flat in the big blind with his implied odds here. A little loose, but we'll go with it. And let's see a flop. There might be some donking here, but we're gonna go with check here. One checks. I'm gonna see a check raise here. I think I would normally. This is a very interesting check raise. This board might allow for it. I don't think I'm going to check raise here multi-way. Let's see if Hero does. Hero takes it. This is next level, guys. Not only that, it's a very polarizing size. He's very deep. He's ready to play for stacks here. Now, the question is, does he get to call? Does. 6. Oh, with spades, 1 time.
Is my mic working now?
Yeah, that's it. Is that you, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Well, we'll go through this hand. So once we
Yeah,
take this
sure.
line, let's think about what hands are good for continuing to barrel when we check raise here. We're repping the flop straight. This hand seems to me like a good hand to continue the barrel. This is pretty brickish. What is his range? His range is going to be composed of draws around some raised pot. He's flatting. A lot of nut flush draws, a lot of flush draws here. Maybe it's a top end. We're blocking the 6-7. Who cares? In the 6-7. A lot of wheel draws he has. And this card doesn't really help any of that. So I think we will continue to barrel. I think the classic size here. So let me see. So we've got an SPR of, let's say, essentially 2. So if we have a SPR of 2, and we've got 2 streets. I think a B6. I like a B. Geo would be 60%, but I like B40 because then that gives us more room to just totally bury them on. Yeah, I like this size. This is gonna leave enough behind. We'll get the fold. All right, let's see if we can see what he folded out. So the hand results on. Ace King. Nice. Well played. All right. So, Andy, I'm going to show your hand next, right?
Yeah, I just put it on the checks. I figured if I did a restart, I would lose the hand. So this was a live hand
All right, well, I'll
over
share
the
it. You can go
weekend.
through it. Does that sound good?
Okay. So yeah, actually, this was from Cash, but played in a live PKO tournament, and Wolfgang Poker showed up.
Is he a blogger?
Yeah, Superfish.
I do not know Wolfgang Poker. Is he sitting at this table?
No, I wish he was.
Uh-huh. All right, so you face an open to 10. Is this a normal raise size for this game?
For this player, he's a solid player. He doesn't lose. He opens his whole range to 10. He doesn't vary open sizes. He's a solid player. He's generally, I mean, we generally don't play too many hands against each other, but I'm gonna go ahead and 3-bet to 35.
All right.
I mean,
Sounds
as
reasonable.
obviously I should.
All right, we're heads up, and he 4 bets. So this is a very interesting spot. Does he possess 4-bet bluffs?
He does. He will 4-bet. Um, he is more than just a queens, kings, aces, ace king type of 4-better. He has a pretty good 4-bet bluffing, especially against, because he knows that my ranges aren't like my 3-bet ranges are fairly normal ranges. They're not crazy tight. So we have gotten into leveling wars before, and like he will against me, I do believe he'll 4-bet wider than just aces and kings. So I call. And hindsight, and I was torn. I thought about it, and I thought, well, it's either a jam or a call, right? I'm not folding, so I call.
All right. What's interesting is your SPR after you call.
Yeah. And that's where I probably should have just jammed.
Okay. So I don't think there's any way we're ever folding. Yeah. We're just not folding SPR of 1.
Oh. And here's where I actually end up folding. And
Okay.
this is because I thought about it for a while. I don't think I think he's the worst hand he's jamming here is ace king.
What
I
flush
think
draws does he have?
he can have some like ace 10 of diamonds. If I had, and even like, and I was thinking in the hand, man, if I had a diamond here, I can justify the call. But then I was thinking after the fact, and that's kind of why I put this hand here. If I have a diamond in my hand, is it even more of a fold because I block any possible bluffs he has?
You do not want a diamond. You want him to have the diamonds.
If we're folding this, then we should just be folding before the flop.
Yeah, I mean this is as good a flop as you're gonna get. I mean,
Like if we're not going to call here, then we shouldn't be in this hand. We should fold to the 4-bet.
And I mean, if it was, I think it's because he has. So there's obviously one combo of kings, 3 combos of queens, 3 combos of aces. And then 6 combos of ace king. I don't think he does that. And then what? 3 and 3 is, oh shit, 6 combos of king queen. I think or 1 combo of king queen suited. I think he would 3-bet king or 4-bet king queen suited. And I've actually seen him 4-bet king queen suited.
I
So I know out of position.
well, in retrospect, do you think this is a good fold, or do you have questions, and that's why you brought it to the board?
Just wanting to get thoughts. Like I think it might have been kind of a nitty fold. I felt like in the moment, at best, I'm chopping, and possibly even a chop that I'm getting free rolled on. I thought was the best case scenario.
you have to be. You just can't fold here. You can't if you're going to call the 4-bet. You don't have the option to fold now.
Yeah, I mean, the one way to think about this, This is kind of nerdy, but I was watching Pilo today and they were talking about the guy that is Ike Hexton, right?
Yeah.
And they were talking about how Ike always takes all his time on every decision. And someone asked him about it in a podcast or whatever. He said, well, if I have an easy decision, I'm not going to give up the rest of my time. Instead, I think through the next street and all the different permutations, all the different eventualities, as many as I could think of within my time bank. And I consider, in other words, he's preloading his next decision by taking the time after, if he has an easy decision, taking the rest of his time bank to consider a number of options for the next street. How does this pertain to this hand? Well,
There is. I
you
mean,
may-
if I
you made a decision to call a 4-bet with ace king, totally reasonable. But then, maybe it makes sense here to think about what can happen on the flop. So the things I would think about here is, okay, I'm going to have an SPR of 1 when I call this oversized 4-bet. He likely is going to jam. Nice. He's either going to jam or bet small. If he jams, what hands am I'm going to call? If he small bets, what hands am I going to call? What hands am I going to fold? And then if you go through that permutation in your head and you're like, well, I don't really feel like I can call a jam with just top pair, top kicker, then you can get to the point before you make the 4-bet call to just fold free.
So I can tell you, and part of the I thought if this was King 9-4 with 9-4 of diamonds, I make the call. That it was the queen being there that kind of swayed my decision. Because now pocket queens beat me, pocket kings, and I kind of gave ace because he can have ace king of diamonds, so I'm getting free rolled there. So when I start thinking about it, I think he's got, and then if we consider ace king offsuit with either the ace or king of diamonds, that's 2 different combos. So I can call it. He's got 9 value combos. I mean, if I'm saying that just because with the diamond or ace king of diamonds, he technically has more equity than me, so I'll call those value, even though it's 7 actual value combos. I guess 8 if we put in king queen.
Did you run this in an equity analyzer?
Not yet.
Does it make sense to do that as a group?
And so I kind of started thinking, I'm like, what bluffs does he have that jam here?
Well, he probably doesn't have enough bluffs getting to the flop in general. Is the problem? Like even though
he will 4-bet Jack 10 suited, he will 4-bet King Queen suited, he will sometimes 4-bet
if that's the case, now he has Jack 10 suited as his bluff. He has Ace 5 suited as his bluff. Ace 10 suited as his bluff. Those are all hands that are now the bluffs. Then you have to call. If that's the case, we now found bluffs, and we now get to call.
Was right on the edge.
I don't think this is on the edge, Brandy. I think this is you need to win 33% of the time. This is a clear call.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying he either isn't 4-betting wide enough, or like if you're folding here, he's not 4-betting wide enough. He's not 4-betting as wide as you say he is, because if you're folding here, that means he has no bluffs here.
Like I think the only combo of Jack 10 that does this is Jack 10 of diamonds that jams here. He's gonna have, I think all of his bluffs are based around his suited diamond hands. I don't know. It was a tough spot, and ultimately I end up folding. And the decision was that there was a lot of really bad players at the table.
Well,
and
that's
it was
that's an
probably
argument for folding pre, my man, because, and it's a very good argument for folding pre.
Or calling.
Because there's a lot of easy money at the table, And now you're getting in a monster pot with the best player at the table other than you. Fold free.
Well, you could call then. Call behind with a very strong hand like this and try and let.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. I think I prefer three bets still. Because I think this hand probably, any hand does better with heads up. I think I prefer three bet. Um,
I'm actually putting it in an equity calculator, right? And obviously, I brought it because it's been living rent free in my head for a
yeah,
couple
that's
days.
fine. I mean,
I did like
I mean,
after I was like,
essentially you
God,
have
that was such a
33%.
nitty fold.
Well, it is a nitty fold because you don't have to win that whole thing. And I don't think he's jamming queens. I don't think he's jamming kings. Kings and queens are too valuable to jam. Any solid thinking player is not going to want to fold out your entire range when he's at the top of range. King, queen. There's only two combos king, queen suited. No, there's one combo king, queen suited. Yeah, there's one. So I think we discount one combo king, queen suited. I don't think he's four betting king, queen off from this early position.
No, I don't think he's four betting. I don't think he's ever four betting king queen off.
Right? And he's got bluffs around like ace, jack, diamonds. I mean, he could be free rolling you with ace, king, diamonds, but I just don't think we can play. I'll stop sharing the screen. You can pull up your equity analyzer.
I'm okay. Go ahead. Here we go. So I'm trying to figure out. I'm not great with um. How do I select um
For his range.
his range? But I'm trying to do suit selection.
Um, I haven't used Equilibrium
Equilab.
a long time.
Do you know Flopzilla?
I don't remember it. There's a way to do it. Let me see if I can remember. Well, I
I
think
have the. Oh, maybe this is no. That's it.
I will do this. I'm going to
There we
look at
go. I got it.
hands. Oh, you got it? All right.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so see this is our equity against that range. If he's only jamming it, as a bluff, he's only jamming um diamonds.
Let's
So
see if
yeah,
can you
it
pull
is a
up his
very
range
clear
again?
call. I
Yeah.
think his four bet range looks kind of like this.
But is he jamming kings and I don't think he's jamming sets. I think you take out kings and queens. I don't think any good player, and he said he's a good player. I don't think any good player is jamming sets.
Let's remove sets. I mean, they have to be in there at some frequency.
Yeah, you
A
had a
one
kid.
to one a 1-to-1 SPR. I feel like. I mean, they have to at least be in there on at some.
Yeah, this is you got to call here, man. You got to call.
Yeah. And obviously, it's been living rent free in my head. And I felt after I was like, God, I should have called. I actually felt more like I should have jammed pre, not
Well,
called.
that was the other thing I was going to say is that if he has as many bluffs as he says he has now, ace king is you're technically now you're blocking aces and kings and you're flipping with queens, like you're getting it in with ace king. Especially if SPR is going to be one going to the flop, it's like kind of probably better to just jam. If you have any fold equity, that's great. And you take it down and you're very likely flipping, if not.
Maybe the way to think about it is, think about what your SPR is going to be after you call.
Well,
And then
that's
think,
what I
eh,
mean. When you're going to be going to the flop with
yeah,
an M1 SPR, you're really incentivized to probably just jam. And if you
yeah,
call a flop top pair, you just can't ever fold. It doesn't matter.
yeah. I mean, it's a measure of risk reward, right? I mean, your pot odds are essentially 34, 35%.
Yeah. So I can give up the share and we can go to a reveal.
Uh, for him?
Yeah, he gave me a reveal.
Oh my God. Are we gonna
Well, it might
all
have been
spit up in our mouth a little bit?
We'll see. The reveal is probably why it lives rent free in my head.
All right, well,
So
let's take
NJ,
this before you tell us what it is, and let's take a vote. I am going to go with put what you think he has in chat. I'm going to go with ace, jack, diamond, diamond. What else? Put it in chat.
I
I
don't
what
usually
led
put
me
people on
to
one hand.
ultimately folding. What led me to ultimately folding is I felt like best case scenario I'm chopping, and I could be chopping but still getting free rolled by ace king of diamonds.
Yeah, I was thinking of the free roll. What about
That
king,
was what
jack, diamond, diamond?
that was what ultimately led me to folding was the fact that I felt like just in my gut, I felt like my absolute best case scenario was I was chopping. And mind you, I had thought like when I called, I'm like, I thought in my thought was because I was thinking about the flop. I'm like, if we get an ace or king high flop and he c bets, I'm just gonna rip it in his face. And then he ripped it on me, and I was like, well, fuck, there goes that plan.
All
Like
right,
if he
here's
had
the
just bet
reveal.
50, okay.
Any other guesses in chat?
I mean, he has a range of hands here. I wouldn't put him on an exact hand.
I'm just having some fun, Brian.
I mean, from what I can tell, the way you're talking about it, Andy, I would say that he has some sort of draw here. That
Yeah,
he's
maybe. I think king,
or
jack, diamond, diamond.
that's definitely a possibility. Ace
Yeah,
king.
there. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, he's kind of free rolling with a backdoor diamond, but
Yeah, you got to call, man.
Yeah. And even like as I was folding, like this doesn't feel right, but like I felt like in my soul the best case scenario is I'm chopping. And I had even thought if he c bets 50, 55 on the flop, I was gonna jam.
All right.
And that's why I was like, after the hand, I'm like, if I was gonna fucking jam anyways.
I think the answer is that you just in your head, like you mentally prepare this is going to be a monster pot, and you mentally prepare, and
Mhm.
you
Like
say to
close
yourself, if I
equities
get
for my
top pair,
whole
top
stack.
picker, and he jams, can I call? And if you answer yourself, I'm not comfortable against his range calling just with top pair, top picker, then you fold free.
It was the queen being there that changed things. Like I said, if it was king 9-4 with two diamonds, then I probably snap call.
Yeah. Okay.
It
All
was the
right,
presence
Brian,
of
who's
the queen that
next?
changed things.
well, technically that you went last, so Rodney's up.
Rodney. You've
No,
got king six on a big stack playing one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight-handed. Would
okay,
you?
well,
Let's open this hand, okay?
yeah, open to
Say that again,
probably
Rodney.
say open to probably four.
By the way, these are Mike's hands. Yeah, Mike is a solver guru. He's gonna open to his solver sides here. And he gets called in the big blind.
Okay.
Quite a flop.
Oh, I like it.
P2 checks to you, Rodney. What would you like to do here?
Um, leave bet here. Two big ones.
Yeah,
That's small.
so. I think in theory, locked up equity does have some 4-3 suited. Maybe not this early, not against early position. But anyway, I think probably small bet is good. Boom, the click. Now, this is where it gets interesting. He clicks it. Now, does anybody have an opinion about what is the click sizing polar, very top of range? Like he's on a straight flush draw, or is it often just bullshit? What do you guys think? 'Cause I don't know about
I
this
think
size.
from what I've seen, at least in live poker, is that click raises are often on ace high boards, and from what I've seen, ace high boards and 10 high boards and lower are often a stop bet raise. So like I don't want you to barrel off at me. I have a decent hand. Or it's like on a 10 high board when someone flops a strong but a vulnerable top pair that any overcard is gonna make look bad, they will do click raises to try and, you know, try and
Freeze the action.
yeah, freeze the action is basically what I've noticed with click
So
raise.
then oftentimes what they'll do on turn is check out of position.
Often.
So when you say click
Interesting.
raise, you're just talking about, is that same thing as min raise?
Yeah, it's a online term. It's just like you
Like
click raise.
Yeah.
So
where
it's a it's an
automatic, the
It's-
amount that pops up automatically is the min raise, that's the click raise, what?
yeah,
y'all
same. It means the
saying?
same thing exactly.
Okay,
the best thing I've been doing this a lot recently is I call tons of click raises, even when I have like a dog shit hand, and it's because what I've seen has just been hands that don't want to have to withstand heat. So when I get click raised and then checked too, I just start blasting them like crazy. I treat it almost like Nuffle.
Wait,
Like
hold on, Brian. You found a reason to blast people off their hands?
yeah, if
I
they
can't believe that. That's so out of character.
well, it took some experimenting, and then I figured it out. But yeah, so like when I
Lucky.
almost treated it like Nuffle, if I get click raised on the flop, a lot of the time I'll call, and then on the turn when I get checked to, I basically just do a Nuffle strategy of like B70, then overbet river and make them fold.
Yeah, I
And
like it.
it's
I like
been
it.
doing pretty well.
I
So,
like,
Rodney, this is your hand.
yeah, I like the
We're clearly
call.
not folding. Would you like to
Yeah.
call? Would you like to raise?
No,
What would you
I'm
like to
just
do?
gonna call here.
I
I
think
would.
I prefer calling too, because he's going to tell you a lot about where he is on turn. That's what our hero does. Not the greatest. And he checks. Now, when he
Stay.
checks, what does he
Now,
not? What does? Well, it depends on the player. I would actually cheat and check here if I had fives, but that's not. Solver does it sometimes, but I bet it doesn't do it at this SPR. It was too much money to. The SPR is too big to trap check a boat here. Well, I'm sorry, Rodney. I'm speaking over your hand. What would you like to do when he checks to you?
um, well, let's see, our hand is, we have our flush draw, and I think theory is that you bet your premiums and draws. So I'm gonna bet here and bet probably somewhere around 10.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think you can call a double check raise. I would imagine our hero of the
I mean, it's going
solver
to
is going
18.
to
I
bet
don't know
here
if I would
too.
get 18, but I would go, I'm just thinking 10.
He chooses to check back. This might be because he's got some boats in his range here, and he wants to realize. So hero checks. When we get there, now it gets interesting. Now he checks again. What would you like to do here, Rodney?
Well, let's see, I don't think he has anything, but maybe let's say that, he has an ace, I mean,
His range is very hard to understand. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, okay, what's it gonna take to get, for an ace to fold? Would probably be pot size bet. So if we go for value, probably I'm back to probably going probably 10, 12. I don't know. He might call
All right, let's see what we
more
go
than
with.
that.
Yeah. You and the hero are on the same page.
This is where I'm kind of, torn between, okay, do you just shove it knowing, well, no, you could still have a full house, I guess, with pair.
So
So,
we
yeah,
have
no,
we have to understand what we think about his range, right?
yeah.
So
And I don't
he
think he
made a
has anything.
tiny.
I don't think he's
I
gonna,
mean,
I don't think
we
he's
need
gonna
to
call any bet really.
we need to listen to the story that he's telling us. And the story he's telling us is that he had bullshit that he was check raising on flop to a tiny size, and he's checked twice. Doesn't have any. But we use this size because we can get called by some 5x. He might have been doing something with a 2x. We'll see what he does, yeah. He faults. All right, so probably just maybe 3-4. Well, maybe 3-4. They got scared. Let's see. We have to go back. Total bullshit. Total error. Goes exactly to what Brian was saying. Brian, who's next?
Rodney was up, so Mike is up next if he is able to take it.
Mike, are you around? Skip Mike. Mike doesn't want to review his own.
All right. Sutton's up next then.
Sutton, you around? Oops. Don't look. I think Sutton is not available.
All right. Sutton's not. So then Josh is up. If Josh can take the mic.
Josh, I might be playing. Sounds like Josh, you're playing right now, right?
All right, then it's Andy.
All right.
Well, hold on. Josh, you want to take this hand?
Oh, there he is.
All right, you can type it. That's fine. All right. You've got 6-3 on the button. Oh. 6-3 on the button. Wow. Mike is up to no good here.
Oh, Mike's getting silly. He must have. Can we
Yeah, this
see the
is
HUD stats on these players?
this might
that
not be
available?
Mike's hand, actually. Yeah, this is not Mike's hand. We're just gonna, well, not every hand is the VPIP. We're gonna just show the hand. So Josh is here. Josh, play as though you have Jack 10. Pretend you can't see anybody else's hand. You get 3-bet. What would you like to do when you are 3-bet in the hijack? Jack 10 suited, yes. And you are 3-bet to a solver approved size. You call. All right, so you now have a flop of 4 of diamonds, 3 of spades, 8 of diamonds. You have Jack of diamonds, 10 of diamonds. And the aggressor checks to you. Your SPR is around 3 and change. What would you like to do?
Four.
Big bet. I think big bet's fine. Let's see what this guy does. This guy goes for about a B40. Ha ha ha. This is where it gets interesting. He gets check jammed. Now, we can see he's got the equity, but it's very hard to see that you've got the equity versus the pot odds here. Because he's repping, he's got an overpair. I think so. You got jammed on. Your pot odds of 39%, and I won't tell you your equity. So you need 39%. Do you want to call with your Jack 10 front door flush draw? Gosh. Yeah, I think it's a fold. I think I would be folding here all the time. But I would be very upset. Anybody else calling? Am I right that this is a fold?
Um, I don't
Are there any
know.
differing
Yeah,
opinions
I
in the
think it's a
group?
fold.
I mean, what you can only call if you think that he has. What are his bluffs? He 3-bet from a small blind.
Well, the problem is that his bluffs are ahead of us.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
his
that's what
bluffs are like,
well, 5-6 is the one we beat. Um,
Is there any way to see the HUD stats, or so we can have a little information on the villain?
no,
no,
we're
because this
there's
is ignition. It's all anonymous.
Okay, never mind.
none of that even matters because we're just like in this spot. The only way we could figure this out is if we knew that we had our outs, the Jack and the 10 are also good.
What is
But
our equity against? I mean, so the most obvious hands to do this are king, king of diamonds, ace, ace diamonds, maybe queen of diamonds. Yeah,
Hold
actually,
on,
Mike just asked the same question.
I'll pull it up.
All right, yeah, pull it up, and I will share it to you when you got it completed. I think it really comes down to what's our equity against overpairs here. We have probably have to give him some bluffs, but it's hard to find this. This is a very, I think, unusual play. I'm gonna stop sharing so you can show us, Andy.
Um, shoot. All right, hold on. So here we go.
All right, so give him. This is villain range, right? So
So let's even make it a little bit spicier and say like that.
well, we're just going with what
Um,
is jamming range. So we think he's jamming,
well, yeah,
check jamming all
I
this.
was gonna put like either Ace of Diamonds, King, or King of Diamonds, Ace, and then all of these be diamonds.
Okay, that sounds good.
Um,
Seed selection, and then you can go. Well, that gives him a
uh,
front door. Okay,
selection. So we'll say,
and then yeah, just give him all the single diamonds.
yeah,
I think you can pick multiple.
right
All the
there. That
single,
is that.
all the single diamonds, all the single diamonds, all the single diamonds.
All
And
right, sure, run
then
it. And then we have Jack 10 diamond.
board was
Board is uh 4 of diamonds, 3 of spades, 8 of diamonds. That makes it look like so that is right on the edge. We were being offered 39%, and against this range, we've got 40%.
do we want to get rid of some of the bluffs and see what that looks like?
Sure.
All right, so let's just
Just shave off ace king. There you go.
that good.
Yeah, right now.
We'll even keep in the ace king suited bluff, the
All
ace
right.
king of diamonds bluff.
We're still in there. This is a kind of like a. I do not find this call because I don't think they have enough bluffs. Can you just run it one more time just against overpairs?
It's against overpair, sure.
But take out the sets stuff.
Well, we have no sets in there. We just
Okay.
have nines plus.
Okay, cool. That's perfect. Let's see what happens. Yeah,
We're doing even better against when there is no bluffs.
yeah. I mean, well, this is an edge case, right? I mean, so this is
Yeah.
if we fold here, it's edge passing. Essentially. I'm gonna take back the screen. Um Yeah, we're edge passing here. We're being offered 38%. It's very hard to call here. I don't think I'm finding it.
Yeah, I think we're
But it's very interesting. We have a lot more equity here than I thought. Even against
yes.
overpairs.
And I mean, even if we go, if he's a, hold on, I'll run it. I mean, we don't have to take the screen, but I'm gonna say he is a nitty three better that is only doing this with aces, kings, and queens.
Okay, run that.
Then we
Tell
still
us.
have 35.5% equity.
Yeah, I am frankly not understanding the dynamic of the spot because I thought we would have less equity. All right, that's an interesting hand. Josh, that is your hand. Thank you, sir. Scotty's back just temporarily though, right?
If you guys like running them in Equilab, or I can pull up, I have Flopzilla too. I don't have as much experience in Flopzilla though.
Eagle Lab's fine. It's old school, man.
It is.
Scotty, you want to do the next one?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
All right. Don't look at it.
You guys,
Don't look.
I'm not looking.
Scotty.
I'm not looking.
Okay.
I think that when I was singing all the single diamonds, my mic was off.
Oh no, we heard you.
Oh, good. Okay, that's good. Want to make sure. All right.
We should have thought it.
Here we
All right, so
go. Five,
the
seven,
scenario,
suit.
every hand has a check raise.
All right. Oh boy. Here we go.
All right, so you face a limper in cutoff.
Right.
Okay, this
So
hand is not going to involve you. Hero's
Good.
going to
Yeah, I think
fold.
this is a good fold. This is a good fold. Excellent.
And now we are going to expose their hands.
Okay. Let's see how he plays it.
All right,
Queen
so we
two
got
is nice.
limper, queen. This is interesting.
I think the queens should. I think the queens should four bet here. They should limp re-raise here. That's what they were looking for when they limped.
Yeah, yeah. We're
What to
gonna
do on the
re-raise
cutoff.
Yeah. Yeah, when they limp the cutoff with queen queen, they better be doing this for a limp re-raise. If they do this for a
Yeah,
limp-
I would imagine they should go to 15. They're gonna do this.
15 is fine, although 20 is also fine. Because remember, they're going to be out of position. They want to take even with queens, they don't mind taking it down now.
Yeah, I think 20 is probably better.
Yeah, yeah.
All
If
right, so they choose to be tricky. That's why we're gonna see a check raise here.
Yeah.
So they
I hate that. I hate that version of the trickiness, but okay.
no, I don't. I don't. Well, we know in theory you just aren't doing this kind of flatting. We know not even aces are ever going to slow play at the stack depth pre-flop. So this is clearly an error.
Yeah, we don't like it. Let's move on. As Mike says, that's bad play to start with. Great. I'm glad the bad play was rewarded this way. So
Okay,
he should
check.
He should bet. And all sizes are good for different reasons. He goes for third. This is a terrible place to do a check raise.
So he clicks.
There's that click.
He min clicked it, but having min clicked it, I don't think that the ace king should particularly push here. He has the best hand all the time, except for when he doesn't. And
Yeah, this is kind of like, is this a where you at click?
yeah, I think that he should. I think he should call, continue calling, and based on size, decide a raise later. Yes, he gives yes, he gives spades a shot at it, but they're never going to get a free card if he doesn't want them to. So I don't think he should bet three bet.
Now, question
he
is,
doesn't need it.
so Mike makes a good point. We're not ever really going to be here with queens and limp trapping.
We're-
However, we will be here with ace king. So what do we want to do with ace king here?
Call. I think it's better than a bet three bet here. It's
Okay.
worse against his spades. I admit it's worse against his spades. It's better against all of the hands that are in any way, it's much better against the queens that he's actually got. And it's, the guy can have an ace three here.
Would you ever, are there any hands that you would ever
bet three
jam
bets?
over this click with?
I wouldn't jam, but I would re-raise with pocket nines.
What about king, queen, spades? What are you doing?
Call. He's giving me a great price. Let's take the great price he's giving me.
What about ace nine suited? What are you doing?
Ace nine suited of diamonds. Ace nine suited of diamonds.
Or hearts.
I look at that and I say to myself, I'm always ahead except when he has pocket threes. And how can I tell the difference between another ace nine, pocket threes? I mean, he also can have pocket nines there, but pocket threes is the most likely one. And I'm going to find out at the river. I'm not going to find out with my bets. So I just don't have a bet three bet here.
Well, you have a bet three bet, but only with a set of nines, right?
Set of nines. Yeah, set of nines is good.
Okay,
I don't think he
so
has aces, and I'll go
let's see
broke.
what P3 does.
Good.
P3 is on the same wavelength.
I like P3's play so far.
Okay, and then
Good.
let's see what our fish does.
If he checks, we bet. Great. We now bet. That's what we were looking for.
So our SPR is around 4. What would you like to do here?
I would like to bet. First thing I would like to do is to figure out what 2E is to see if I want to do it. So
Yeah, 2E's a good
um,
idea. We're actually at 3 here.
yeah, so I want to start that as my base, and so that's going to be if I bet pot here, the pot goes up to about 75, and we have 60 left, so it's going to be less than pot, but it's going to be near it. So if I bet, so it's going to be somewhere around 20. That's how By the way, this is how I figure out my 2Es, is I just go, what is half pot, what is pot, and then I get a number in between. So if I go 20, I think this is going to do it. 20 is 67 in the pot. We have 69 left. So 20 is not big enough because the river bet is oversized for that. So it's going to be about 22. 22 is going to be the number if I'm going 2E. Now, I'm definitely not checking. But now I have to decide whether I want to go 2E. I think that his range includes other aces that are going to call a bigger bet, and it includes flush draws that decided to do some weird flush drawy thing. And so I want the flush draws to pay more than on now street because they don't pay it on the next street. So I want to go. Don't want to overbet because I don't want to generate every fold. So I'm going to go bigger than 2E. So I'm going to go just below pot. I'm going to go 25.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't
That's how I
checking
thought.
here, I think is a blunder on this texture.
Yeah.
Double flush draw, we know in theory we size up with
Yeah.
value on double flush draw boards.
Right.
It's
We
a
go
clear
25.
value hand now.
Yeah. We go 25. And by the way, if he re-raises us and it's a jam, I fold. So if he
Yeah,
gets,
I think
he
we
check
call.
raises me again, he does, but I don't think it's a check raise. I think he has an ace. And now he's less confident of his ace now that he called, and I'm going to charge his ace, but I don't think his ace is going to fold for 25.
So yeah, so our hero here is kind of doing some really mergy shit.
Yeah,
Okay, so when
I-
check, well, we're never gonna be here. Check, this is a clear value bet. I would
It's a clear
Well-
value bet. I think he has an ace. I don't like that the backdoor flush came in because it's another fold target for him. So I don't feel like every ace is calling 30 here. Or I don't feel like every ace is calling a jam. I think every ace is calling. I think every ace is definitely calling 25 and maybe 30. So let's just go right in between. Pot 27.5.
Yeah, this is
Four.
I don't maybe he's inducing it. This is really weird.
No, he's just going to get a call from queens, which I wasn't going to get, but I didn't think queens were a big part of his range.
All right. So
Right.
Scotty, would you like to take over the session again, or would you like me to continue with this? It's up to you.
We can continue with this. This is great.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave again at 11. I'm gonna leave again in 40 minutes.
Okay.
Hey,
All
it's
right.
funny that Brian brought up the like the tip, like it's kind of funny. I'm calling it knuckle neutralizing clickbacks, and Brian's thought about like the ranges that they use these clickbacks have been spot on for the two hands we've seen, and I kind of agreed with him too. Like when he talked about what it is, like oftentimes it's that weak top pair kind of thing, but it has kind of followed the same sort of theory behind Nuffle in that it's not top of range and that in that last particular hand even, if you call their click back and then you go 30-30 because you've got value. You usually are kind of betting small when you have value because you want them to call with their weaker shit. It would have worked out pretty well. It's just kind of funny that knuckle is the new knuckle.
Yeah, you got some good
And
points there. Brian, who's
yeah,
next?
if you pay attention when you're playing, you'll see these things. The who's Rob should be up next. Scotty
Rob?
went. Yeah,
Rob, you
yeah.
ready? No,
All right, Rob is Rob even here anymore?
no.
Oh, he's gone. All right, well, let me remove him. All right, then it's me.
All right, so this is gonna be an interesting hand because there's a lot of flats, and we'll just try to dissect it. So, Jack 10 opens early, fine. Set mine, fine. I think you're folding King Jack. What would you do with King Jack off then?
I would three better fold, depends on the player, but probably fold.
Brian,
Yeah,
what
I
would you
think
do with sixes?
Sixes in this spot. If I was deeper, I'd probably three bet, but I don't know. I shouldn't really call here, but if I'm not getting three bet at a high frequency behind, I'm just gonna call behind with sixes at
I'm
100.
sometimes guilty of set mining too
Well,
wide. But this isn't clear error. This is a four bet squeeze or fold.
yeah, well the sixes, it's hard like when you're not gonna be deep, it's hard to three bet these hands, but then it's also when you're just not getting three bet behind, no one's squeezing as much as they should be, then it's really hard to just fold them. So I feel like you're not really making a mistake by calling when you're not getting squeezed on, you know?
Yeah, agreed. Okay, let's see if all right, so this is gonna be
8-6. I think
someplace in here there's gonna be a check raise.
right. The squeeze issue was whether to call with sixes or call out of the big blind. I just missed the conversation.
No, like
The issue is whether we
We don't hate it.
well,
You
I'm
know,
just saying, like my point is that I think like when I'm not like I'm 200 big blinds deep, I'll three bet sixes all day. But when I'm 100 deep, I want to be deeper than that still, honestly, to play hand to three bet a hand like this. But if I'm just not getting squeezed behind at like very often in the game I'm playing, then I think it's plenty fine to just call behind with small pocket pairs.
absolutely. Jonathan Little does it all the time. All the time. He does it more than the GTO solver does.
Yeah,
all right. Brian, do you want to play as the flush draw middle pair or you want to play as the two pair?
I'll play as everybody.
Whoa. I'm
All
not
right.
wrong.
Jack,
All right, so you got Jack 10 here, and you've got two flutters behind you in very early position.
I'm checking 100% here.
Yeah, I should
Check.
have said check.
I have sixes. I check. And now I get to King Jack. King Jack. All right. If I had King Jack, two players in the pot, I have a hand that at 100 big blinds deep, I do not give a shit if they tell me that they have a strong hand or not. It's not like I don't need to at 100 big blinds. I don't need to like try and get them to raise off their strong shit.
When you have this hand class?
Yeah, when I have a hand like this, I just don't really care if they like I'm getting the money's going in here as long as it
I
runs
see
out
your
clean.
point.
So like I don't care, and if I am behind bottom set, I'm behind bottom set. Like it is what it is. But so in this spot, I think you could just size up just by like saying that there's gonna be a lot of inelastic hands on this board. Like if the early position player ever checks a king, which sometimes they will in this configuration, they're just not folding to one bet. A lot of the single pair hands are just not folding. He has a lot of straight draws, a lot of flush draws. Especially player six can have a lot of straight draws here when he has a calling range behind. So I think we just get two sides up here and go for a lot of value. And
What size would you use in a left
I would
hand?
bet 7 big blinds,
All right, so close to pot. He goes it's half.
which is still fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine multi-way.
I just think that the same hands that are calling half are calling for 7 or 8 big blinds.
Now here's the question. Do you anticipate we're gonna have a semi-bluff check raise here, or we're gonna see it on the turn when he finishes when he hits his flush?
I don't think he should turn it into a bluff now, but he might. I think it's kind of a punt to turn this into a bluff.
This is kind of like old school pair plus draw.
Yeah, I just don't think it's smart because when he bets into two players, for half pot sizing, he should have a pretty strong range here.
So you would
I'd say
call
we have-
here. I think I would call here too.
yeah, I would call it.
We also have the unknown of this guy in the middle of the sandwich.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's
see, this
gonna go for it. Now the six is gonna fold. Now, this is always an interesting question because you've got an SPR of around, what is this, 3 inch, 4? No, not 4, 30, 60. You got 2.5. What do you, King Jack to me here is a high equity, but somewhat fragile. Like we can see here, right?
I mean,
It's
it's
a
only
60-40.
it's fragile against like aces.
Yeah. So the question here for you, which I'm most curious about, is do you call or do you jam? I think those are the only options at this SPR.
He has 79 behind, 31 in the pot. I would say that in this spot, he's probably a lot of the time gonna be under bluffing here, and his bluff should have a ton of equity, like they do, like this one does.
Yeah.
So I would say that he can still have a hand like ace king here. He can still have pocket aces. He shouldn't really be doing this with queens too much, but he could. I don't know why he would do that. And I really only lose 2 pocket fives. So, and he can have a ton of combo draws like queen 10 suited, ace queen suited, all that shit. And like 10-9 suited, all that stuff is like combo draws and are just not folding. So I think without seeing his cards, I would say that I'm going to lose here. I'm going to lose my whole stack to pocket kings or pocket jacks. And I expect he doesn't have fives a ton here. So I would probably just put the money in saying that he either has a very strong hand that's not folding when he check raises here, or actually jamming. I think you can play jamming. You might actually start to make ace king fold. So I don't
think
think
I like, what would you do in game? Let's say you're playing live.
if I
But
was
you're not
playing
gonna, let's
live.
play your land live and you have this SPR.
In this SPR 31 70, I think if I call here, what's in the pot 40? I think I would just like click it here actually because I don't want ace king to fold.
I think
But
I jam.
But jamming also isn't bad because he has a ton of high equity. The problem is when I'm playing live here, they just don't have enough bluffs. So
You
they
can't
don't.
fold.
Yeah, I can't fold. I'm not saying I'm gonna fold. They don't have enough like high equity draw bluffs that
They
they're
don't
giving
have
this
like
list that I need to protect.
They don't have like
against.
queen 10 hearts.
Yeah, they don't have enough of that for me to be like doing this to get value from that draw. Like I would be mainly saying he has a strong hand here. He has a hand like ace king here often, and I need to make ace king stick around because it's drawing to 3 outs. But
Yeah, I
in
think
this
I
spot, I
like
think you can just jam.
How
I
about
think I like queen 10. I think I like jam, yeah.
how
Let's see what
about
this guy does.
yeah? One question? How about like something like 50, where ace king is going to call but be unhappy, and then it goes in on the turn on any notice.
Yeah.
Turn.
Well, that's what I was thinking about is raising to a size that makes it the ace king's never folding, but we also front load some value against his draws, and then whenever we have a clean turn, we just put the money in.
Right.
But that's
Now,
another thing. I honestly don't think it matters. I think you can really you should just jam. You should probably just put the money in here. Against most players, they aren't gonna have enough bluffs. Their bluffs are gonna be super high equity draws. So let's put all the money in now.
It's also interesting to see what our equity is here against his particular hand.
Yeah.
Note it. This is why I think of King Jack top 2 is high equity but fragile. I mean, pair plus draw here. We're ahead, but we're not killing it.
So I have a question. Why on the last hand? What is it about the last hand that made us say, or made me say, gee, I don't want to raise. I just want to call. And this one's saying I want to raise. I want to see what you guys see as the differences are, because I see two things.
What do you mean?
So the last hand we got check raised, and we had ace king on the ace high board, and I said, no, I don't want to raise. And they were saying, do you want to raise your 2 pairs? I go, no, I don't want to raise those either.
How many what
There
draws are on the board?
Yeah, it was, look back at that, go back to that hand, because it
I
was
just
a limp
didn't-
hand. But the flop was, and I'm just
Well, the
wondering-
interesting about this hand also is really weird pre-flop action.
yeah, the limp raise call. The flop is there's a spade draw out there. The check raise is smaller.
The click raise, I wouldn't do it with the click raise. I would say that he's not super strong here, but if I go small enough on the next two streets, I'm getting a lot of money from it.
Okay. There's that. And then there's the size of that. And then there's also the fact that we have the one pair. But we said, what would you do with ace nine here? And I said, I don't want to raise ace nine either.
Why not? Just because of pocket threes?
Yeah, because on the turn, when he bets based on his size, I can decide whether I want to raise. Because no street is going to go check if I don't want it to. That's
Well,
why.
the first thing that comes to mind here is
This
that
is-
it's a drastically different SPR.
Well, it's
So
not.
that
It's
to me is
actually not.
that's the biggest difference is SPR is a measure of risk, right?
Right.
Investment
Scotty,
risk.
at 100 big blinds, how often are you folding top two pair?
I'm not planning on folding. What I meant was, if he checks, I'm betting, which is what happened. He didn't bet, but I would. If he bets big, I'm going to let him continue to bet big. And if he bets very small, that makes me feel that he's trying to pot control. Then I'm going to say we're not pot controlling. But I may wait till the river to do it. I may have him bet small twice before I raise.
So to answer your question, I think it's about the SPR
Okay,
and also hand class, right? Hand class is a lot different.
right. Because but the hand class thing was you asked me about two pair, and I said I didn't want to raise two pair.
Oh, that's right, I did. Yeah.
I don't know why you said that because I would raise two pair.
You would raise
Well,
two
not
pair.
in this spot with him being weak here. Like I would assume that he is not super strong in this spot. When I go bet three bet,
Yeah.
I would actually consider going bet three bet as a bluff against some of these click raises, but I just don't think it's necessary because I think on the next street you get so much information that you don't want to do that as much.
Yeah.
But
So on this next hand here, we decided that against this size check raise, you did want to with your top two. Okay.
this is also a more draw. This is a more draw heavy board than that.
Yes, it has the it has the logical straight
Yeah.
draw. The other one doesn't. That's true.
Yes, this is more draw heavy. He has a ton of combo draws here. On the other board, he doesn't have. There's no combo draws.
Well, Scotty, also let's answer the question that you asked. My obvious answer was SPR, but what else do you see here?
Okay. Honestly, one of the things I see is that I actually have top two as opposed to I theoretically have top two.
Okay.
And that may be influencing me. The other thing is the size of his check raise.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's the big one I was going to mention. Yeah. He's ready to play for stacks here.
Yeah.
And you got a really good hand.
Yeah.
So his click, he clicks, and I don't think it makes much difference. You're pot committed no matter what here. If he jams, you're calling it off.
Yeah. You're just making it easy for all the money to go in on the turn.
Yeah.
I considered click, and when I reevaluate, I would say click just doesn't make sense.
I prefer jam here.
I honestly think when they check raise ace king to this size, they're just not folding. So
A
they're
jam here is more nitty. It folds out more of his equity.
it does, the jam does, but it's also like this is a spot that is under bluffed, and the bluffs are going to be very high equity draws. So it's fine to just stick the money in and not let that and make them pay the maximum to get there on their draws.
If we had ace king here without the ace of spades, I think we should, and someone 3-bet jammed on us, I think we should very, very strongly consider folding.
Oh yeah. I mean, you might be behind, but you're probably drawing you're there. They probably have a shitload of equity.
Yeah. I
if
think
at best.
it's super exploitable, but I think that you are beat way too much of the time when this goes check raise and he jams on you. So
He jams over. This is a clear
and he
call.
jams it. Yeah. And then
Calls.
call. Yep.
And he
And
gets
then he
there.
gets there. Good.
Guy gets there. This guy's punching his wall.
All
Exactly.
right. Who's next, Brian?
Before you go on, I want to point out one thing on this hand. This is only true in heads up pots, so not in this one. Whenever you have a pair and a draw, I'm not pair and draw. Whenever you have a pair and a flush draw, your opponent can never have a better flush draw and a better pair than you. He can only have a better pair than you or a better flush draw. He can never have both.
Yeah, you pointed that out before.
Right.
It's subtle, but you are right. It's a very
Yeah, and
interesting point.
you just know this. Now, when you're multi-way, one guy can have a better flush draw than you, and the other guy can have a better pair.
Yeah, yeah.
But once you get to that, you're beating all his flush draws, and you have outs against all of his other hands, because his best other hand that he can have is a set, and you have outs against a set.
All right.
All right.
Who's next, Brian?
Larry, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna hide this. I don't think I was gonna play King 2 here. All right, let's see what happens. King Jack opens, easy open. Should fold around to big blind. He should gets to 3-bet here. He flats. I think this is a caught off hijack low deck. You can flat here, can't you?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, you can
in the
flat.
charts. It's going to be a flat like all ton.
I don't know how we're going to check raise here. You should check. This guy should bet small mostly. I would probably be 50. You bet small. This is the immediate check raise. I could get behind this check raise with the ace of clubs. Yeah, I think ace of clubs is to use PLO terminology. Your key card is your ace of clubs. Ace of clubs blocks as continues, and you're drawing to the nuts. Your two back doors, you're drawing to the nuts. I don't think we choose to use this hand for check raise off this.
I'm impressed he found it.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
I don't think does this go in though? It might go in because it's like it's on that cuspy spot where the equity is almost not good enough to call, but you want to continue. It might be in there.
okay. This is an SRP.
In
This
peak
SRP
right now.
versus big blind, right? I'll look it up.
Yeah. Someone look it up and tell me, and I'll share it.
Yeah.
Peak pulled up right now.
Okay, thank you, Andy.
All right, you want me to share for you? There you go. Show us what the AI
Okay,
overlords tell us.
We will go 8 max.
Show your screen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's some it's kind of a cuspy hand, but against early position.
And so we have what? Low jack raised.
Yep.
And then big blind. Let's see if we have flats with ace queen off. We should.
We should.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. And then it is king of clubs, 2 of clubs, 3 of spades. And then he bets small. We
Let's
get what is the ace queen doing?
It
It wants
lead.
the ace of clubs, but does it want the queen of clubs?
It
Queen
will
of
do it with
clubs.
the clubs. Yep.
It wants the ace of clubs more, but it does
Yes,
want the queen of clubs too.
Yep. And this is a intuitive enough bluff that I might go, if I was the security on this site.
Yeah, it is
Unless,
not really.
unless the
intuitive.
big blind player is just kind of spazzy.
Yeah, we'll just see. I'm saying that I was impressed that he found this one. This
Yeah,
is
it is. It's not. It's
This
not
is solver approved and non-intuitive.
like if we had this in
found it.
GTO Wizard, we'd pull up the
Yeah.
we'd pull up the the city map, the
Oh.
city graph, and we'd see that hand. I think towards the end of our equity, and it'd be in that spot where we would choose our lowest equity continues. We choose to check raise. Can you go over it again? We're mixing. So any club here, we're mixing, and then we're mixing in 3 bets. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. And we're folding out without a club. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Anything else we should look at in the solver? Ace 4 is interesting. Which ace 4 is that? Is it ace 4 clubs? All of them, but especially
All of
ace 4
them
clubs
like
is
to at
pure.
some frequency, but ace floor of clubs just likes to get jiggy with it.
Nice.
I
right.
mean, what if he goes the bigger size? We still actually have some check raises with ace queen with the queen of diamonds.
A lot less though.
Yeah.
What about, can you hover over? Oh, okay. Ace, the back door. Okay, never mind. Okay. I'm gonna select the hand. Whose hand is this?
It was
Uh,
yours,
Mine.
wasn't it?
That's why I'm talking so much. Okay, so we've got a clear continue here. Can you see my hand?
Yeah.
Okay, it's a clear continue. This hand doesn't get to showdown. So if I was choosing to do this with the ace queen, so I'm saying I have a set of threes or set of twos, is what I'm saying. This
Or a
card
club draw.
is well, I'm talking about my thick value.
Right.
This is a total brick. I'm going to continue here. I think we're going to continue, and I will continue to a B75 here. Yeah, this is what I would do.
Oh.
He needs to
Huh.
now. Does he get the? He needs to hold on. I may be influenced by seeing the hands, but I think he needs to hold on because this is a brick that also bricks out his bluffs. None of his bluffs improved. That is another brick. And our SPR. Notice this is a very good player. Notice his. I don't know if he intended this, but notice his size here was perfectly sized in order to leave a pot size behind. So he's going to triple here. Nothing changed on the texture of this board significantly. And he's targeting exactly this kind of hand. Yeah. This drawn out is really good for his bluff. Now, if you put this in solver, it would say, I don't care what you do. Sometimes you call, sometimes you fold. Who knows? And this time he folds. What a beautiful bluff.
Nice
I-
hand, Brian. Nice hand.
Yeah, nice hand.
I would.
But I
definitely-
think the takeaway from me from this hand is this is advanced class, right? As Scotty pointed out, this guy really knows what he's doing. He found a very low frequency 3-bet bluff. He understood the texture. This hand, this changes nothing. It doesn't give in position to pair, which is important.
Yep.
So he polarizes, gets a call, it gets another one. He has some king eight, but very little. And he puts them all in. And that texture of the board didn't change. Gets fold. Interesting hand. Okay, who's next?
Rodney.
Oh.
She's still here.
I haven't gone yet either.
Oh.
In a while.
Let Andy.
All
right.
We have a
Let me
big
go.
list. Rodney hasn't gone in a while.
Oh.
That's
Rodney,
where
you out there?
Yeah, but let Andy take this one.
Okay, Andy, you're up. Now you guys are all screwing up my list.
Okay, I'm gonna don't
No, I'm
These are all standing like grumpy old girls here. All right, so
You just gotta get the little people.
I didn't go forward here. What way do I go?
the other way. There, one more. There we
There we
go.
go. All right, aces. This is Andy's hand. All right, you get an open. You are 100 big blinds deep. This is always a very interesting sizing. Let's all guess this is hero two. I think our appropriate sizing here is like, I think out of position it's 20, 21. But I would go smaller with aces. I would go 18.
Yeah, but the 20 or 21 is versus when we open and get 3-bet versus a cold. If we're cold 4-betting, I don't know if that does that. Yeah, I kind of like maybe like a 20.
What does Solver want here? Do you have, can you just tell us real quick what? I think
Solver,
Solver's
Sure.
around like 20, 21 here.
22, I think. We'll be out of position.
So we're gonna go fold, cutoff, raise 3, button, raise 10, big
We want-
blind. It actually goes to 24. Now, granted, that's versus 10, because button should be 3-betting to 10. So our cold 4-bet versus a 10 is 24. So 2.4.
Right.
So
And we wanna go
2.4 is going to give us about 18 or 19.
And we can go
I
smaller.
would
position.
size down here. Let's see what Hero does.
Yeah.
Andy, you size what you use here. This is your hand.
I would go 20.
Yeah, Hero is sizing
like
down.
the
That's what I would
17.
do.
Oh
I like-
shit! I didn't notice how short he was. Yeah, I do like a slightly smaller size.
Well, yeah. Okay, so
So here's the
Get-
great thing about Hero sizing. Hero is sizing down, not just for P2, but to really invite P1 in, letting P2 jam over. And then trapping P1's 17.
yeah. I mean, the one
Well,
issue is that I don't know if we want to take this hand multi-way. Is Derek here to yell at me? No, he's
We don't have to take it multi-way. If
Assuming that P2 is going to jam. If
P2 might jam.
I don't necessarily love that because I think, I mean, P1's if they're calling 17, they're calling 20, right?
Yeah,
Like,
but not necessarily 22, 24. That's starting to be more.
I think we'll get back to basics here. I like Hero downsizing with aces here. I think it's the right thing to do.
How big though? How big a downsize? That's the question.
I think I would go 18. I mean, it doesn't really matter. So I think his size is good.
Okay, great.
But I do like a downsize.
Okay.
We don't need to whatever hide our anyway. So you are now going to get this flop. Andy. It's a pretty good flop for you. What would you like to do as the cold 4-better into 2 people?
I mean, this raggedy ass flop, like, what are they? I mean, they're a lot of pair heavy, like 9s, 10s, jacks. I think, I mean, obviously, we know what's going to happen, but I like just betting out here, like, and betting small.
Okay, what size would you use? Your SPR is really weird. It's like 1.2. You're never folding anything. Your SPR is
It's a little
1.2.
weird 'cause
What would you
we're-
like to do?
I'm gonna
1.5.
for 12.
Yeah, I think 10 or 12. That's what I'd say.
I
10 or
just
12.
I think that's getting even if they have suited overs, it's getting floated a lot. Like I know we're going for a check raise, or this is filtered for check raises,
Ooh,
but
Mike is going for the check raise. Guess what he
Yay!
wants?
Yay! We got the right person to check raise.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, because the thing I didn't like about the check raise was that if it was going to be P2.
I see your point.
Yeah, P2 was the most
Look at
likely
you
one.
looking, thinking
Yeah.
ahead, just like I Caxton. All right,
Yeah, God, I love the P1 did it.
let's see if P2 gives us his money as well.
E2
Now-
jams that we almost don't want him to jam because then we can't check raise.
Here we can. He jams and we check
Two
raise over.
jammed.
Who cares? We can still check raise.
We can.
I don't think there's any
P2
partial
jammed,
bet
it
rule
would-
that happens.
We didn't
His
bet.
bet wouldn't be big enough.
No,
As-
we didn't bet, Mike. I mean, we didn't bet, Andy. Remember the rules of poker? We check, somebody bets, somebody goes over, and we can raise. It doesn't matter what size he did. We're raising P1, not
No, but
P2.
with P1 sizing, if P2 jammed, his jam wouldn't be enough to keep the action open.
We didn't
For
bet
us,
yet.
not for
We
P1.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Shit.
Right. Remember how to play poker,
Duh.
Andy?
Sorry, blanking.
Right. You thought
Blanking.
you were P1. Right. All right. Excellent.
Okay,
So P2 folded. Obviously, we're gonna rip it in P1's face. Sorry, I forgot we're waiting for me on that one.
do we have
all
a
knew
call
the
here?
answer
Because it doesn't really matter.
Sure. Both are great.
No.
Yeah.
But I like
No?
the check raise. I like the check raise
Call
more.
I
back.
think
Call is terrible.
Why
Why
is
is the
call,
call
I think
why
bad?
that
is the call
size is
terrible?
not
Call
is
is a
always an
variable. Let's
overpair.
never give them a chance to get away from a hand that's an overpair here. Like
Okay.
we do not like he's obviously just not folding here when he takes
Oh.
this sizing multi-way. And
He has nines, tens, jacks.
Yeah.
I'm willing to
Queen,
bet his
king, or an
range is
ace.
somewhere in that ballpark.
Right.
Maybe some some ace X suited, some king queen suited. Maybe
Never.
sometimes.
I would just say like my only thing would be like I would never be trying to bluff here. And I never want to give him a chance for an ace to peel off, a king to peel off, and him look at his queens or tens and think, "Oh, I'm not good anymore." So
Good
Mike
let's
makes the
put
point
it
in
off.
chat that we do fold out any bluffs he has. We do fold out like, I don't know, whatever he would
It's
have,
6 of
nines.
Who do
and-
you think he doesn't have a lot of bluffs here?
He doesn't have any bluffs. If
I
you
mean,
he,
he could.
he doesn't.
All right.
He
He doesn't have, he
could.
doesn't have any bluffs because of the sizing. Well, then what's his
Yeah.
hand?
He's got an
Jacks and
overpair.
He's
queens?
got like nines, tens, or jacks,
Jacks.
and sometimes queens that are never folding to a check raise jam.
All right.
Yeah.
So
some
He
Mike
could
people-
have.
agrees with
I'm
you.
not saying, I wouldn't say never, but I don't think he's ever folding when he takes this size. Like he's just not folding.
There's
Yep.
the queens.
Queens. It would have gone in anyway, but I totally forgot that. Is that what if the turn is a king or an ace? We might
Yeah.
not, we might not call. Good point.
That's the only reason I would
Yeah.
say it's not.
Excellent.
If he had a bunch of bluffs, then yeah, like maybe we can just call. But if he has no bluffs, then we don't want to give him a chance to get away from an overpair.
Yeah, I think fast playing is fun. Who's next? Brian?
P2 had just called pre-flop, and then we 3-bet squeezed, and it went call. I think he has considerably more bluffs that we can justify calling, but
Yeah.
Okay, so Scotty.
Yes, I am
You're
ready.
up.
This
You're
will be the spot. All right. I have aces again. I'm going to check raise and jam. Queen six.
Okay, this is going to be a non-hero hand.
You got it. All right, let's go.
we don't know
Maybe
that
I'll like
yet.
those at this play.
We don't
Right.
know that yet.
All right. Fold, fold, fold. I hate the limp here. This is too early for king 10 offsuit, but if you're going to play it, you should raise it. Okay. The 10 jack suited here. I like a 4.5 better than a call. I like a call better than a fold. Let's see what he does.
I think I would ISO. It's
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
uncomfortable this early, but I think I would ISO.
That's fine.
He finds the
Okay,
ISO.
great. So it's Mike's. Oh, this is Mike's database.
This is Mike's database.
You know how I can tell? By the 4. All right. Ace 6 suited should absolutely fold. We'll see what he does. Ace 3, ace 3 suited should not re-ISO this, not with the ace 3.
Do you call here with ace 3 suited on the button?
I'm fine with a call and I'm fine with a fold, and I don't like this as a squeeze. I think we're squeezing too much against one person who's uncapped, one person who's capped, but could easily double flat. And his fold.
I don't mind the fold.
I don't mind the fold at all. All right. Everybody should fold. The king 10 should fold here, and he's not going
Yeah.
to. He should
The
fold.
king 10 gonna go. Well,
No.
I
he
was
should-
hoping king 10 would go fuck it, Freddy.
All right, Scotty, you're going to a flop.
All right, go to a flop. All right, let's check as king 10. Let's check as king 10. Good. Let's bet as 10 jack. Let's bet 4 or 5, anything in that range.
So I don't mind his check. It's kind of a weird spot. I think in the middle of the sandwich, I think this check is okay.
Okay.
I'd like to see what the guy behind
the
me wants
check.
up to.
All right. Here we go. Let's see. This bet of 7 is ill-advised.
It's
But-
atrocious.
But here's what's great about this. Let's see what P6 does. Check raise P6. Fold P8.
Clear
Just
fold for
it's-
P8.
I do not need to see the, ooh. I
This
do not,
is
I do not need to see that he has the 10 to fold this.
this is a clear fold.
All right. Easy fold. That was an easy fold. All right. Ace 6 now gets away from it, and king 10 should be very unhappy, but he called it off. There you go.
All right.
That was fun.
Who is next?
Scotty, how could you tell that was my database?
Because I read it wrong, because I thought that when I saw the 10, I didn't notice that you were hero. I just didn't notice it, and because the ISO size was to 4, and I know that your ISO size is 4, not 4.5.
Oh, you thought that that was me
I
over
thought
with the
that was you in
10.
P8, and then when they jam, I went, that's not Mike. Mike's folding here, and then I looked at it. Oh no, Mike's hero. This is just another guy. That's how it happened.
Mike, you haven't had a hand. Do you want to do a hand or you want to skip it?
Yeah, I'm good.
Brian, are we allowed to have Mike
Yes.
jump into line
Yeah,
here?
Mike,
How
go
old are
ahead.
the hands?
Ooh,
All
well,
right.
actually, maybe this is one that is me anyway,
Yeah,
You
let's
missed
see.
your last one.
So
That's
or
what are you
maybe
going to do here
not.
with your jack?
This is a little
King
early.
jack?
I would fold right now, I think, or I would ISO, or I would three bet. I'd probably fold.
oh
Yeah,
fold.
you fold.
Yay.
All
All
right,
right.
let's open
Great. So
this.
this can be Mike's hand then.
All
Because
right.
he can play it.
So
All right, sixes. I would call here.
yeah. Now this is
I would have raised the king queen, and I would have called the sixes. And if I was ace queen, I would now I would have called the original raise, and now I am squeezing.
I think well, I think we can all agree squeezing is a lot better than flatting, right? I mean, is it a slam dunk squeeze rather than a flat?
I
I
think,
think so.
yeah, I think you could do either, but I do feel like squeezing is the better play.
Yeah, I think so. All right, let's see what
My
P5
guess is this
does.
person just calls.
All right. We are now going to go to a flop, gentlemen. All right. So I don't know how we will check raising.
Ace queen should check. King queen, can they see bet here? They can, and should they, or is it better to check? Um, this is really super dry. I could see c betting. I could see c betting here being perfectly fine.
Is it the way I'm
And
thinking about this texture is when we miss here and we see bet, there's less that can call because this is the only drier texture is 2-7 king. So this seems like if we are going to see bet here, this seems like a really good texture because there's no draws for them to call.
yeah, I think if it were me in my shoes, I think I would c bet here, and I would c bet to like the B33, maybe even a B like a B50, like kind of a size up sort of
Yeah.
bet. But I would c bet.
All right, so he
Check.
checks.
If I were sixes, I would not bet this big, but I think I would stab occasionally, but I would probably just check behind.
You realize your equity. Yeah.
The
This
ace
is very,
queen
very,
calls. That's just a fold now if you're ace queen, I think.
this is
I,
very
I should,
speculative is the word I was looking for.
yeah, and
That
I
is,
would rather raise. I would rather raise the ace queen, like do a check raise here, but I would fold it. And they've called, and
uh,
now that I'm king queen, I fold.
interesting.
I mean, I feel like this is going to be a successful hand for king queen, so good for him or her. But if you're sixes, you got to fold, and if you're ace queen, you got to fold.
I don't think this is appropriate.
No, I don't
You
think
need
so
some
either.
kind of equity here.
Well, you do have the two overs.
You have the two overs and a backdoor straight to Broadway on a very dry texture. Is he? I don't know. When two people, this is out of line with two people in the hand.
Yeah. This is just out of line all the way around. Let's see
Gets the
P5 just
fold.
rip it in his face.
It worked. I don't think it's appropriate though.
Yeah, me either.
But I'm wondering if
A little spewy.
his texture is part of the reason he's doing it. Is it just
I think you're giving him way too much credit, Larry. I think he was just trying to punt.
maybe? I mean, I'm always, trying to think about this hand
I mean, if the button made it like
strategically.
2 and then got a flat, I'd like a check raise more, but the button made it like 6 into 8. Like
Yeah,
a
let's listen to
B75.
the sizing. You're right. He made it a big sizing. You're right. You're right. All right, who's next, Brian?
Okay. Me.
Oh, spicy.
All right.
All right, so you get to
Pocket
play as
feet.
hero with 5s. You face an early open.
All right. I'm just gonna call. All
Oh,
right.
that's a nice hand. All
Boo.
right,
All right.
question for you.
Yeah.
Do you ever incorporate donking here?
Um, against a passive player, yeah.
So when
Uh,
you're playing live, do you throw donks in here on occasion?
this is not now. Now that I'm playing, where I'm almost always like 300 big blinds deep, I'm doing it less. But like a hand like this just really wants to check raise. So
Are you doing it less because you want to get more money in with a check raise? Or are you doing it? What? How does the stack depth affect how often you donk here?
at 100 big blinds, I like 100 or less. I think it's just going to be very easy to go bet and get all the money in. So I'm okay with betting. And then,
But when
um,
your SPR is infinite, a check raise is going to get more money in.
yeah. So like if I'm 300 deep, it's really good to check raise,
Yeah, I
obviously.
can see your point.
So like it's like having ace king here. Obviously, this you would never have ace king here, but like it's like having say your heads up out of position with ace king in a different format, and you have 100 big blinds. It's like an SPR is less than 10. It's like just go bet and get the money in.
I'm with you. All right, so check,
Check. He
small
bet.
bet. What
He
is your
bets.
check raise size here, sir?
I mean, I usually use pretty massive check raise sizes, um, but let's just go to 6 big blinds, 7 big blinds, probably.
So let's just say that you're betting around 3.5, 4 times the bet size. How big would you make this live?
Live, I do like it depends on SPR. Um, if I was in the spot and somebody is, if we were 300 big blinds effective and they came out and stabbed, I'm probably gonna check raise to like a stupidly big size. Like if it say it's a single raise pot, they bet 15, I call, I check here, they bet 20 into 30 into the $30 pot, I'm gonna check raise to like 150,
Wow.
probably
Yeah.
160. And when I get called, it's just a lot easier to get the money in that way.
So here is
This
kind
is
of
going with the big boy size.
yeah, here's kind of in your boat here, which
All
makes
right.
sense against the UTG. Very so much good King X here.
Yeah, you should have a strong range here.
Boo!
I had ace jack though. I saw that.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Uh yeah.
It's a but we're always check raising here. It's the right play. Hero made the right play.
Yeah. You weren't gonna get paid across a bunch of streets anyways.
Yeah. Who's next?
All right. I went it's you then, Larry.
Well, if it's my turn, what we're gonna do first is take a break because I gotta pee. So
Not
talk
bad.
to you guys in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I gotta snag some coffee.
I'm gonna go grab an energy drink. Real quiet. Anybody back from break yet?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, is anyone back yet?
So I heard a rumor, Brian, maybe you've heard more, that Florida is currently working on joining the online poker.
I've been hearing that for a while, but I don't really know. I don't pay attention to it all that much because it's Florida's so stupid with like I swear nothing's actually illegal in this state. It's just like we recommend you don't do it. So like my poker room that runs, it's like a loophole. Like almost all the poker rooms are basically like just a loophole in the law that it's like you're not supposed to, but it is what it is. It's like so at this point I don't even know what the hell's going on. I don't really care. I feel like every law in this state is just kind of like a recommendation, not really
Right.
a law. So I
It
don't know.
is Florida.
Yeah, I moved here. I moved here less than 2 years ago. So like, and since I've lived here, I'm like my roommate went and bought a gun, and you're just allowed to go and buy a gun on the street basically here, with like no registration or do anything. You could just go buy a gun. It's like,
It doesn't sound legal.
well, we looked into it. It's completely legal. So just
What kind of gun?
it was a handgun,
The gun, is it a handgun or a rifle?
a
Or
handgun.
shotgun?
And it's the seller's job. You don't have to have like a license to sell it, and then you can go and you can. It's the seller's job to just make sure that you're of age to be buying this gun. So if you hit up a guy on Marketplace and he said, "Are you 21?" "Yeah, I'm 21." "Okay, here's your handgun. Here's
Oh, he
your
bought it off of Facebook.
yeah off of
There's a
Marketplace."
yeah, that's a private seller transaction. Yeah, that's not regulated. But if you
Okay.
walk into a gun shop,
No,
they
yeah,
require
no,
to do a background check and everything to
yeah. Well, that
to
seemed
buy
insane to me
to
because
buy a
I was
handgun. But
okay.
no, that's a private seller transaction. There's no restriction on that.
And that's normal because I in PA. I was like, it seemed like it was just a pain in the ass to do anything gun related.
That's,
And then down here,
that's
it's like
normal,
you can,
especially in the South.
yeah. And I mean, I don't really care. I don't. It doesn't matter to me. But I'm like, I just when my roommate was telling me he went and got this, I was like, and you like you don't need to do it. You don't need to like register. You don't need to do anything. No, he's like, I just have a gun now. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Um, how many hours a week are you playing now, Brian?
I played last week. Last week I played like 46 hours or something is what I think it was. I already have over 100 hours at 1-3 with
Nice.
my win rate is a little bit ridiculous at that game, but I'm sure it'll change. I just took a monster hit last night. Like I played terrible last night. I punted off like 1.7K, but my win rate's still at like 45 an hour at that 1-3 across 100 hours. But
That's awesome. What's your approach to bump pots now?
dude, they're so profitable. I can't stop. I have to play them. I'm planning on go move like as soon as I can. I'm moving up to the 2-5 round of each game where it's 8 double board PLO bomb pots and 8 hold'em hands every rotation. Because
Jesus
I was like, these
Christ.
people play so badly. I feel like I have to play that game. And I was like, it's probably insanely profitable.
What are
So,
you doing for bump pot study? Anything?
honestly, in game, I work on it. Like I do it in. I go honestly. I'm super feel based off of this game right now. It's like in this spot, I'm very much like, okay, I decide I do based off of position, how many players are in the pot, and what my hand strength is on each board. And then me and Scotty were talking about a thought process for bomb pots that's important. Is like we always need to be checking like okay, what does this board have? This board has a flush draw, this board has a straight draw, this board's paired. That's going to be like our first question. And it's like now you mark each board as like this board is paired with a flush draw, this board is unpaired flush draw straight draw. And we are like, this is very important because he was talking about how he struggled in that bomb pot where he didn't realize board was paired and he ends up punting off his whole stack.
Yeah,
And
texture is vital.
yeah, so we're like
And
we're trying
PLO
to
texture is vital.
we're developing a thought process for how to play them better. Like, because I have my Hold'em thought process, and I was like, well, how should I'm trying to? You can build a thought process for any game, so I'm trying to build the thought process for the double board game, and I'm going to study it more as well. I got to get Crush Live Poker, but when I'm playing, I mean, it's just I kind of knit up a little bit, and
You gotta
like
knit up a
just
lot.
yeah, I knit up a lot, and I really like if I have so a lot of the time like late, I almost never bet from early position. I rarely even bet on the flop because unless I'm very strong, unless I have like a nutted hand and a big draw or something on the other board, or like if I had like top set and two pair, like I'll bet from late position on the flop. But like if I just have top set on one board, and there's a flush draw on my board or a straight draw on my board, I'm just checking and checking to call and waiting till the turn to like once like you it's your recommendation of like waiting for equities to get closer, and once equities become closer, I am now willing to like put more money in the pot, but I'm not trying to start bloating and going crazy with a strong hand on one board that's vulnerable with nothing on the other board. It just seems insane to me.
Yeah, equities are clarified in field a lot on turn.
Yeah,
Well,
so
I
that's
think Scotty's coming back, so when he gets back, we'll go over his bomb pots and
they're
we'll finish
interesting.
off with that. I think Scotty said he's coming back though after his second call.
Wait, I have a I can explain it to you in like 2 seconds. I have a bomb pot. Scotty and I talked about it yesterday. I was wondering what you would think.
Sure.
um I'm in middle position. Pot 70. I flop trips on bottom, like with like three, not a set. I have three, one in my
Got
hand, two
it. Your
board.
trips, your middle trips, bottom
Uh,
trip.
Bottom trips. There's it's 5-5, like 7 or something like that. I have trips, and then on the bottom board, I have second nut flush draw, and I have
Okay.
gut shot straight. So I'm in middle position. I check. I didn't think I want to start bloating it
No.
yet, so I check. It it checks all the way through. So now on the turn, top board where I have it, I get the second nut flush. Bottom board, I get quads. So we
Huh.
just drill both boards. So now I'm in the spot where I'm in middle position. All the players check to me now. So I'm almost certain that none of them have first nut flush, and I think I'm going to find out really quickly because the people play it where they're just going to start trying to blast whenever they get there with the nut flush. So I just started to pool, and I bet like 40 into 70.
Yeah, that's a full situation.
Yeah, so I get called in 4 spots behind me, I believe is what it is. So I
That's
get
dream.
called in 4 spots. So now pot is what is that, 270. Pot's 270. Well, I mean minus rake, it's like 260 something. But so now turn comes, so now river comes, it's like blank blank. Top board doesn't pair, bottom board brings in like it's like a 10 or something. And so now I'm on the river, it checks to me again, and I go 200 instead of 270 for pot. And I was like, Scotty said he thinks that it's more valuable to go 200 because if you force somebody out for that extra $70, you're losing $200 versus for every person that calls the 200, you get an extra 200, obviously.
Yeah, you
So
got a clear full spot.
yeah, so I go 200 and it calls all the way around. I scoop, but it's I was
Whoa! Holy
yeah.
shit!
Yeah, the guy has like top. One guy has like top boat on the board. I have quads. The other guys, and then he had like top. One guy had like top boat, and dude, they play so badly. It's insane. Like I got called with like two of the guys called with straights on the board with the flush
Oh my god.
and nothing on the bottom. It's like yeah, it's nuts. But
I
yeah,
your sizing I think is appropriate. I would go like I would Walmart, Kmart discount it to like 180, 190.
okay. I mean, 200 is like not significant for the game, so
Yeah, I don't know the game. That's true.
it's
But
a 1K cap 1-3 game. So like
I
most
wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't pot it. I would go, I think your size was right.
okay.
I think
I
you
mean,
fold out some of those straights when you go bigger.
it should, but people. I mean, I was playing yesterday, and this guy's. I mean, first to act with second nut straight is just going nuts on a board with a flush draw on it. Like board with a flush draw, he's first to act 8 ways, and he's pot, turn pot, river pot, and the flush gets her. Like just all they just don't
Yeah,
give up. Like they flop a decent hand, and it's like
this is why it's pure profit. So
yeah,
you
that's
made
what.
like what? You made like $800 on that one hand?
I made 1,000 because I only put $240. I put $250 in the pot, and pot's 270 or 1270. So
That is a dream come true.
yeah, I scooped a nut. Like people are playing at this point. Half of my win rate is like bomb pots, and if I'm playing them well and I'm hitting and I'm getting like anything in it, I'm just collecting so much money because people are like sometimes they get the worst river card on both boards and they still call because it's too late now. They're like, I'm like, dude, you could save your last $800. You don't have to put it in the pot. And it's like, no, it's too late now. I'm putting it in the pot. You like, even though I just clearly got outdrawn on both boards, it's like they just don't
Yeah.
give up. They just don't fold once they put
Yeah,
down.
yeah. So the one adjustment, and this is a very common one, is that if you choose a push strategy, you want to have stone cold nuts
Yeah, on one
on
board.
one board
Yeah.
because people just don't know. If people don't know how to fold, to try to push and scoop, you need to have stone cold nuts.
Yeah, I think that's a thing that I've been making mistakes with though, is that having like I'll do a lot of like where I have not the nuts, but a very strong hand on one board, and I'll have like a decent hand going on the other board, and I'll push just because I'm probably good on one board, and if I can get him to fold out his equity, that's great. And I don't know if it's always the smartest thing in some of the spots.
Yeah, well, if your pool doesn't have a fold button,
Yeah, I
then
mean
your
that's
adjustment is your push strategy becomes usually just the stone cold nuts.
Well, that's the other, and then there's a lot of times where I'll play a pool when I'm just nutted on one board, where it's like I'm super nutted on one board. I have decent things going on, but I'm definitely not winning that board. But they're just not folding, so there's no point in
Trying to
trying to get
push.
them to fold. Like, let's just make them all call because I'm chopping up their money on one board.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, get as many people to call as possible sometimes. So, like, if I'm super nutted on one board and I know I'm not winning the other board, and I'm like, this guy's just never folding. These guys aren't folding the third nut flush, and I have the top boat on the other board. It's like I'm just gonna try and get these guys to call down with the
Yeah,
whatever.
adjusting your pool strategy makes sense. All right, who's
Yeah.
next, Brian?
Um,
That was me.
Rodney's up.
Rodney. That was
Very
you,
possible
okay.
game though. Just one thing, if they're playing that at your room, you should play it.
Yeah. I mean, I think you'd benefit from listening to. I'd pay you $50 and listen to. What I do actually is I'd pay you $50 and listen to
Yeah,
what
that's I. Well, I
what
mean,
Crush
also
Live Poker has to say.
one of the most important things was just listening to what you said about the turn equities. It's like I just do a ton of checking on the flop, even when
Yeah.
unless I'm very strong on both boards or very like nutted on one board that's invulnerable nuts, and something good on the other board. I'm just not betting flops tons. I'm just waiting for the turn to come, and then I'll start building pots.
Yeah, that's a good
I mean,
plan.
and when nobody's folding, it's easy too. Like if nobody's folding, then by the turn, like you still get like two callers and pot's already 500 by the turn, and now you're three or four callers when you pot it, and then it's like, all right, well now I can get all the money in here, no problem.
Yeah. All right, who's next?
It was Rodney.
Rodney. Are you
Yep.
ready?
Yep.
All right. Our hero's not going to play this, so I'm going to show the hand results. Nice. Where do you think this is going to fold to, Rodney?
I think it will fold around to the button.
I think the button is going to open.
Yeah.
Queen 4, fold. We all know that. What are you doing with
Yeah.
King 10?
Oh, interesting.
I think you call. I don't. I mean, you've
Yeah, I
got
think
some.
you call. I don't think you're going to three bet
I'm a
this. I
little
think this is
rusty
just
on my
call.
solver based, but I don't think you. I don't think this falls. I think like King Queen off against button. Yeah, you get to mix in King 10. King 10 mixes in a three bet. We're mostly going to call. So he calls, and he flops pretty well. I don't. This is going to be very interesting how a check raise happens here. So King 10 is, it's gonna check. Now, the question is, you've got the trip queens. What would you like to do?
Bet small.
Yeah, you can do anything you want. I would bet small here, especially it's a rainbow texture, right?
Mhm.
Less stuff they can call with. It's pretty dry. 7 doesn't connect to the queens. You want to keep his range wide. Yeah, bet 2. Uh-oh. Now you've got queen 5 here. What would you like to do?
Going to raise this to probably somewhere around. Let's see, he's got 89 behind, so probably. I'll go maybe 20. Probably 30.
Okay. Let's dissect this a little bit. Let's start with what he is check raising with. Let's look at this texture. What bluffs does he have on this texture? Not many, right? I mean, maybe he has like 8, 9,
Pocket sevens.
maybe, yeah, he's got pocket 7s, which obviously got you crushed. Um,
That's it.
so the question, and also let's look at are you in position or out of position here?
In position.
Okay. So you've got the power. You hold the balls. You've got the britches in this relationship because you've got position. It's hard to know what he's gonna call you with that is worse when you fast putt on this specific texture. Only hands that probably call you that are worse are like queen 3, queen 2, queen 4. But it's hard for him to have that because there's only one queen left in the deck. So my recommendation to you in these situations is that we try to keep in his bluffs because we're going to read the board, right? Number one, we can read his sizing. His sizing isn't dramatic. Let's compare his sizing to Mike's sizing when he had a set, right? Mike went to 10, went bigger. He wants to grow the pot. This guy's really got a nondescript sizing hand. It's not really, it's a check raise, but it's not that big. And also then let's couple that with information around the texture.
We should look at this
And he
like when we get
bluffs.
raised here, we are not thrilled. Like, we are now in let's get to showdown mode because if he's raising for value, we're behind.
Yeah. So the issue is if we're raising if we raise here, we fold out the part of his range that we make money from.
Yeah.
Like I said, yeah, it's hard for him
No.
to us get called by worse, except for like queen 4, queen 3, queen 2. So, and also couple that again with the fact that you're in position, you hold the britches, you're in the driver's seat. Probably a call here is better.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, now that y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
me
I
too.
don't know
Yeah,
how well I
sure.
did explaining that,
Yeah,
but
I think I like the call.
Even from out of position, I'm calling.
yeah, I think
I
out of
just don't
position.
feel I'm not absolutely in love with my hand when I get check raised here. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not folding, but I'm obviously it's a little bit like you're worried about a better queen, but it's like, yeah, in this spot there's not a lot of regular bluffs to find. So when they're check raising here for value, you're just behind often.
Let's also talk about positional advantage. So positional advantage when I started playing poker was very hard for me to get my head around. I had some kind of mental block with it. And maybe it was because I was playing tournaments and shorter, it doesn't matter as much. But here where we're playing deeper, we positional advantage is so much more important. Really keep in mind what positional advantage grants you. It grants you the ability to act last, but it also means he's got to act first. Which means when we call here and we get to this turn, it's pretty uneventful. He has some queen ten, of course. We get to see what he does. What does he do? Well, see, this is positional advantage. He has just told us a lot about his hand value. Kind of says one of two things. Either I have queen 10, I've got the stone cold nuts, or I've got not much. And the great majority of the time, it's going to be not much. So it checks to you, Rodney. What would you like to do now?
I'm trying to, not knowing, trying to look at it from a perspective of not knowing what his hand is. I believe that I might just check back.
I think checking back is fine. You gotta have a
Um,
hand that can do anything you want.
I'm either gonna bet small or check back.
I think those are your two options. He chooses to check back. He's a trap. And he rivers the second nuts. Third nuts. Actually, second nuts. But he's got the queen. So he's trapping. Let's see if this guy falls for it. He does fall for it. Now, I don't know if he's falling. He's got yeah, he's
I was
not
about
really
to say he's
taking
not
it
really
off.
falling for it.
He is kind of falling for it because what the fuck calls him when he check raises?
Well, you can call
I
with
guess aces and kings,
eight. Well, I would still,
jacks.
I think maybe making some calls with jacks, tens, nines, stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right.
Tens.
You're right. It's not.
And
You're
then
right.
when he checks the turn, I would say I probably have the best hand. I probably would have bet, but
Yeah, I think I stand corrected. This is probably a value bet. I think you're right. All right, but you've got a full house. What would you like to do here, Rodney?
Yeah, I'm jamming it in.
Yeah, I think jamming is fine. Let's see what our friend does. He uses a
That's
almost
not-
jam size. I think this size is good too. And this guy is smart enough to know what the fuck is up when he folds. All right. Interesting hand. Who's next?
is Mike? Are you back? Or are you still on the call? I believe Mike is still on the call. So Josh isn't here. Son's not here. Andy, you're up.
All right.
Are you ready, Andy?
I am.
This is not going to be a hero hand.
We don't know that yet.
You want to bet on it?
Well, I'm well aware it's not a hero hand.
I'll give you
You
50 to
never know.
1.
Maybe Mike bumped his head right before this hand and
50 to 1.
100 to 1, and I'll bet $1.
All right. I'm not going to take 100 to 1. I'll take 50 to 1.
We both know hero is folding.
All right, then 100 to 1.
I said 500 to 1 on a dollar bet.
500 to 1. No, I'm not going to do 500. All right, here we go. So the question I would have to use, where is this going to fold around to? Unless P2 gets out of line.
Depends how spazzy P2 is. Okay, in this case, it's probably
I
going to
could
go
have
to
won $1.
P6.
Fuck. What?
I think it's going to fold to P6.
Okay, P6 opens. I think 10-4 clip. Fold.
Yeah.
Jack,
Three
what size
bet.
would you use with jacks against this bigger size?
12.
Yeah,
I guess
12
it
to
depends.
14.
Very villain dependent, but if they're a player who opens wide and never folds to three bets, then I'm gonna go like 16. But
Oops.
apparently, Jax just wants to call.
This is very interesting.
I wish we could. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's ignition. I was gonna say I wish we could see the HUD stats.
Okay, so either he's super fucking tight or he is
Or
trapping,
he's getting a
and that is
shiny helmet.
unhappy.
Well, he can't be that tight. He's gonna
He
because he's gonna
checks.
check raise this, so he can't be that tight.
So what would you do with your on this texture with this hand?
With deuces, I would check it back.
I think this is a high freak bet. I generally will. So the way I think about kings is that, I mean, there's a small blind. Who knows what the fuck is in small blind flatting, but generally a king high board, we bet a lot because we got a lot more king X. We got the best king X. He doesn't have ace king, right? In theory. And so he's three betting off his best ace king. And then we possess the best ace king. So if you're going to choose a board in which to bet a lot, just roughly, we can think about, actually, you know what? Do you want to fuck around in the ag reports on
This hand loaded
peak?
up in peak. I already got it loaded,
Okay.
so
And
we
then
can
maybe
look
we
at the ag.
maybe we can mess around in the ag reports. But we'll go through this hand first. So he is going to take a half size. We're never here with jacks, but we know jacks are going to check raise. I wouldn't check raise on this board. I've got a marginal hand now, and I would call and try to realize. But it's not my hand. What would you do if you fought jacks?
Oh fuck! Very
Mike's gonna
villain dependent, but
reprimand me in
I'm calling
text.
once for sure. I'm not folding here.
Mike's gonna reprimand me in what we're talking about what to do hypothetically with a hand none of us would ever have. Okay. He check raises, he clicks it. It's a where you at bet and gets done. All right, let's fuck around in the ag
There it
reports
is.
until
The click.
the click works against the twos.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's a spot where I'm floating with twos.
Would you float there?
Yeah, I'm floating.
Oh, you're gonna
I
float
would
because
float,
you're
and
gonna
when
try
they
to steal
jack,
it.
when they check the turn, just blast off
Yeah,
to
if he checks
infinity
the
and
turn,
beyond. I'm going Buzz
massive
Lightyear with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go massive on the river if he checks turn.
So
Yeah, I think
I think you're onto something. I had to go. So here I had to go to button because there is no twos don't even open even in 8 max until we get to the button.
All right, and then what about small blind? What's their flatting
Small
range
blind
like?
literally is 100% three bet with jacks. There is no.
So they're but the thing it's interesting here is notice how tiny their flatting range is. It's 5% of range. So that's
max.
fine.
If it's 6 max, there is no calls. It is pure three bet or four.
So this is my point to the kings. Notice how much of his kings he's three betting and then how much he's flatting. So he's like, that's why an ace high board is better to check back. He's got a lot more ace X that he's flatting, but he doesn't have as much king X.
We get all the way to the obviously small blind checks. We actually do have a lot of bets with deuces.
Interesting.
More so than fours, fives, and sixes.
So let's see let's prove me wrong. So let's just do this rough way first. So we are C betting 40% of the time. All right, now make this ace 9-7.
Same suits.
Yeah, same suits. Yeah, see, we just
We're
bet a
range
lot of
checking.
king high boards. Now let's fuck around the ag reports. So let's go to ag reports here. And then let's look at our total. So our total that we C bet in this configuration, right? We look at, I think it's 100% up here. So we are C betting across all flops. This is interesting. Are there any? There's no filters on, right?
No.
So in this configuration, we're c-betting big more than we are small. How much are we checking? What's the checking percentage? That'll tell us something. What, I can't read that. Is it 55%?
The 58.5% is our check across all boards.
Okay, now, so 58, we're checking 58% across all boards. Now go to card ranks and make our highest card a king in the lower left-hand corner. Card 1, king.
Right there.
Yeah. So I think this will give us just king high boards. Oh, and then pull the other side so that you only have king. Right? So
Oh.
if you go with that slider, no, that's card. So we don't care about card 2 right now.
Oh.
Yeah, and then go up and then right where no, see on the right there's a slider too. Right where you were before with the that one, yeah. Now pull that to the left.
So it's only king high boards.
Yeah, there we go. Now let's see how much we're checking.
The exact same frequency.
No, that's average across all boards. Now go once to the filter. Down one. No, not there. Go back up. Okay, see where
Oh,
it's
this
got
is-
the so that 50 versus 58. It's not dramatic, but it shows you that essentially on a king high board, we are betting 8% more. And not only that,
Yes.
we're betting 8% more. We are betting, and since we're betting more, we're using a smaller size more often. But essentially what it's telling us is when it's a king high board, we are betting half the time across all flops. We are betting about 40% of the time. So yeah, so what do we take away from this? Well, to simplify our game, I bet a lot on king high boards with air. Because I gotta bet sometimes with air, and I do it a lot on king high boards.
That's kind of cool.
Real
Ag
cool.
reports have a lot of value if you
I've never really
around
messed
them.
around in the ag reports. I know that you're big on them, but
I mean, it's like, geek level 2. So let's just do one more thing and then we'll get back to hands. So uncheck everything and then just go to ace high boards. Oh, maybe there we go. All right, ace high boards. Now pull back up. Now, see, this is where I'm going with this. We check a lot more on ace high boards. In theory. Is that 70%? I can't read it.
71.
Ace high boards just are better for the flatter. They just have more ace X that they're defending. So then we check more on ace high boards. Even though we've got the better ace X, we're checking a lot more. So that is, oh, Scotty's back. All right, Scotty, do you want to show us? We're just doing some geeky ag report stuff.
Yeah.
Did
whenever
you
you're
want to
ready.
show us some double board bomb pots?
I do. So
Wait.
let me do a
I want to
Here.
while everyone's here.
So
All right, so we're talking about the click raises. So when we're doing click raises, I think like from in position, it's very easy to play the click against the click raise because when you call, you just wait for their action on the turn and then you go
I
based
gotta
on.
give up the share. I gotta run, gentlemen. I didn't realize what time it was.
Bye,
No
Andy.
worries.
So I think it's really easy to play against those click raises in position. I was thinking out of position. I'm trying to think of the best way to I was thinking, what do you guys think is the best line here? Because from what we've seen, from the hours I've played in live, which is it's about 1,000 now, and the click raises have not been top of range. There are a lot of the time it's a stop bet raise. It's like I want to figure out where I'm at, or I want to stop the action from going further. And I was thinking from out of position, if the best line is to call but it's hard because when you check turn and it goes check, now you have to make them fold river in that spot and you have to go massive. But I was also thinking maybe when we go there could be a better line here. Like if a click raise, call, donk, turn, small, bet big, river is a cool ass line that might be good. Or if it's like I don't know. It just seems like there's it seems like they're from out of position. This is a spot where we can definitely be collecting pots. We just need to find. I just need to think.
Well,
of,
it's harder out of position, right? But
well, I
yeah,
was thinking of like of a bet 3-bet line is interesting. I love to just call though because I do want to get the information I get on the turn
yeah.
when
Why
they.
don't you do this? Why don't you set up some hypothetical hands in the replayer?
Mhm.
Either, well, we'll watch Scotty's bomb pots, but and then bring some hypothetical hands with some hypothetical game trees,
Yeah.
and then we can look at them on Friday and think about it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I'm
I
just
think
trying-
that makes a lot of sense. If
And I think it's
and also, frankly, I'm a very visual human, so it's much better, easier for me to think about it if I can see it.
yeah.
But
Same here.
bring some hypothetical game tree playthroughs that you're talking about. Bring some options of the same hand, and then we'll be able to work through some potential exploits.
Yeah. I mean, the way I exploit it now from in position is almost exactly the same as Nuffle. I just think from out of position, it's
Well,
a little bit more
obviously a lot
tricky.
more. Yeah, it's a lot tougher out of position.
The way I've been doing it now is to call, check, turn. When it goes check, check, or they bet small, like really small in the turn, I check raise. Or if they bet really small, I check raise turn. And a lot of the time, I just get the fold there. And if they call, I blast river and usually get it through. And then or if it goes check, check, turn, a lot of the time, I just go massive on the river, lead for a massive size.
Yeah. So we all know that in position raises are pretty rare anyway. So
and they are
it,
hard to play. They are hard to play against. I mean, that's
they
one of
are.
the
I
things
think they are hard to play
is
against.
if they're doing it intelligently, you're fucked. And the only advantage you get is that when you have a drawing hand and they did their raise, but they did it small, they're giving you a good price
Yeah.
because they can do it with their draws to get a free card on the turn, which they will often get. That comes straight out of fixed limit poker, and there isn't a good defense against it. It's better to be in position than out of position. It's the standard raise for a free card play on the flop. And if they also are doing that with their thick value, and you do your donkin, you're just putting more money. You're just putting more money into the pot.
Well, a lot of the time, the reason I'm talking about is because I've noticed that it's like a stop raise, and it's almost
Yeah.
never a very strong hand. It's a
Right.
lot of the time it's just a stop raise type of hand.
Yep.
So I'm not too so donking doesn't bother me too much, but I
Yep.
also think it makes it easier for them to call.
Because your donk is not going to be huge, and if it is,
Yeah, that's the problem. So it makes it easier for them to call, which is okay, and then go massive on river because you do
Right.
actually get more value than when you have a bluff if you do that. But I also it's harder. Obviously, it's harder to get people to fold whenever you go. But when they go in position raise, you call check check turn. Now you go massive on river. It seems to be getting through. It's just obviously it's a harder line to get through, and you have to bet much larger to get it through.
yes, because the reason they're going check check is for pot control, and they're
Yep.
intending to call you on the river in position.
Yeah. Now you just have to make it extremely
Yeah.
terrible for them to call by giving them
Yeah.
terrible odds. But
Yep. Yeah. All right. Let me do a break here. We'll make 2 videos. So let me stop the recorder.